Okay, so what we're doing here is we're gonna make chicken meatballs. So we're gonna do a flavor with Indian spices, and we're also gonna do something a little different from what I usually do. Just to tell a story, G wants me to do this because he's never had meatballs this tender before, and the reason they're so tender is because I learned from my girlfriend's mom. And my girlfriend is Italian, and mom was Italian, and she made the best meatballs I've ever had in my entire life, and she taught me how to do it. And there's something different about this you'll see in a minute. So what we have here is 3 pounds of ground chicken, and to 3 pounds, I like to add just over 1 egg per pound when I'm making meatballs. We have a little bit of breadcrumb here, but a lot of besan flour, which is the chana dal flour. It's ground lentil. We're using that instead of breadcrumb because we want to stay away from carbs as much as we can. And then we have garam masala, and then a little bit of toasted coriander masala that I made myself that we use to season it with, and coconut milk and cilantro. So we're going to add the eggs. We're just going to start adding stuff to this. Add the eggs, season it well with salt and pepper. I like to use a lot of black pepper things. This is the garam masala. We're also going to heavily spice it with the garam masala. And the thing that's a little bit different about the masala that I made over here is it has a high percentage of fennel. I did toasted fennel seed, and then I ground it in a spice grinder. We're adding that. And here's the thing that I learned from the Italian grandma. She adds heavy cream to hers, or milk to hers. This is coconut milk to keep down on the calories, but it makes it really, really wet. And the first time I saw this, I was like, there's no way that's going to work. And I was wrong. That's what makes these things tender. It's the most tender meatball I've ever tasted. So now that it's really wet, what you do is dry it out a little bit with that besan flour, mixed with a little bit of panko breadcrumb. But the thing here is, you're going to see, I'm going to have to add a little bit more of that breadcrumb, is that this is like ridiculously wet. But that is the key. That's the secret. That's what G wanted me to show all of you, is you add liquid to it, you add a little bit of flour and breadcrumb to bind it together. But when you're done, it still is really, really soupy. But trust me, there's 2 ways to finish this. Trust me, it's the most tender meatball when you bite into it that you've ever had. Once the meatballs are formed, by the way, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can pan fry it in cast iron or something like that. Or what I'm going to do, again, to cut down on the oil, is I'm going to make these meatballs and I'm going to put them on a sheet tray. And I have the oven pre-roasted to 475. It's a really, really hot oven. And then I'm going to roast them on. The other thing is, before you make your meatballs, always do a test. You either do a test in a pan, or I'm just going to use the microwave to check for salt and seasoning and other things. And that is the technique. Thank you.